Hello everybody, welcome back to Prissy Beauty. Today's video is a tutorial on this eye look, which basically is a nice gold and brown look on the lid with a pop of color with this purple on the lower lash line. So if you'd like to see how I did this look, keep on watching. I'm going to start by applying a base, and I'm going to use the Maybelline Color Tattoo and Gold Shimmer. And it's this beautiful, beautiful, very intense gold shade. As you can see here. I'll swatch it on my hand here so you can sort of see what it looks like if you don't have something similar. But it's this very pretty gold. So I'm going to apply this on the lid only. Don't bring that on the crease or anything like that. Just concentrate on the lid itself with my fingertip. And then with the synthetic brush, I'm just going to make sure the edges are blended with this cream shadow. And I'm just going to use any synthetic brush will work. Just right at the edge, you want to make sure it's blended like so. For the shadows, I'll be using my Smashbox Photo Op palette, and I'm also going to use which is this here, but obviously if you don't have, you can just kind of use what you have based on the color scheme that I'm going to use. And I'm also going to use the Petal Pusher by Wet n Wild. So I'm going to start with the very intense gold shade. I'll show you what it looks like. It's a typical yellow gold, but it's actually shouldn't be. It's more like a bronzy gold. I don't know how to explain this shade. Let me swatch this on my hand here. You see, this is the Gold Shimmer Tattoo. This is the gold shade. It's much lighter than the shimmer, as you can see. But so that's sort of like the shades we're going to use. In it, with a flat shading brush, I'm going to apply this gold shade all over the lid on top of that base that we just used. The next shade I'm going to use, it's like a dark, like chocolatey brown, like this one right here. This actually on the palette has a little bit of a, almost like a purple tone to it, but it's basically like a chocolate brown, okay, to make things simple. I'm going to clean my hand here so I can show you other stuff. So with the pointy blending brush, I'm going to dip into that shade, tap the excess, and I'm just going to trace the crease right in there, just like that. And then once you're done with that, you also want to blend it. And then with the actual, like a blending brush like this, I'm going into a mid-tone brown matte shade. Anything you have will work, as long as it's like a neutral shade. This palette is very complicated to show, but I'll be using this shade right here. So it's like a typical matte mid-tone brown, almost like taupey. So I'm going to dip the brush on that, and this is going to be my color above the crease, just to help blend the crease color. Okay, with an angled brush like this, I'm gonna dip into a vanilla like matte shade, and this is gonna be my brow highlight. So I'm applying this right under the brow, like that. And then back to the blending brush, I'm going to dip into a dark matte brown, very dark matte brown. And I'm just going to intensify the outer part of the crease right here. So it is sort of like a smoky eye, but at the same time I want to keep the inner part of the eye very bright. So I'm going to go with the shimmery shade. I started with this one here. It's called Champagne. Like typical shimmery champagne. You see, I don't know, the light is really going out here. But shimmery champagne will work. And then with a tiny brush like this, I'm going to apply that on the inner third of the lid keeping that very bright. And then I'm going to go in again with the even lighter shimmery shade. And this I'm going to apply on top and then on the tear duct. Now going from light to dark, that's the goal here, okay? If you want to go back in with a clean blending brush of any kind and just kind of blend out the edge, make sure it's nice and blended. I always like to do that. Now what I did for the lower lash line, you can tell there's a little pop of purple there. I started with this NYX pencil in Lavender Shimmer. So it's a lavender eye pencil, but it has a little bit of like glitter to it. And then I'm just going to run that on the lower lash line. Not on the waterline, but the lower lash line. And then to smudge on top of that, I'm going to go into my petal pusher. And I'm going to start with the definer shade here. With a tiny little brush like this. And run over that pencil. Smudging it out. And then I went back into the paddle pusher and I went into this other shade here, which is the crease shade, the other purple, which is a bit darker. And I'm focusing this one more on the edge on this side here. Like so. Now with the nice soft black liner, I'm going to line the waterline up and bottom. Or I should say top and bottom. And then what I also did with this pencil, I ran very closely to the top lash line, and I even extended a little bit just so I can get it very, very close to the lash. And I traced it over. And now with the nice smudgy brush, I'm going to make sure to smudge that still closely to the lash line. I don't want it to make it too smoked out. I just want to intensify the lower lash line here. I'm tugging it just a bit just to make sure I get it very close to the lash line. And you see that's pretty much the eyelashes, I mean the eyeshadows. Now I'm just going to curl my lashes, and I actually forgot to do that on the other side. I'm not applying any false lashes here, but you are more than welcome to do it. I think it'd be nice and pretty too with the false lashes. I'm just not a big fan of false lashes, so I don't normally wear false lashes. I'm applying black mascara. Make sure you get it all in there. Just the mascara alone already adds nice intensity to the lashes. But again, if you feel like false lashes would be nice, go right for it. I'm applying on the lower lash line as well. Some mascara, then on the other side. My curler never gets right on this side here. Don't know why. And that's it for the eyes. Very simple, very pretty, and intense, brightening at the same time, but with a nice little pop of color. I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye.